A special class of people on the planet have a lot of money, and they're ready to spend it on the most insane emotions. Recently, a new technology has been developed, and it allows to control a living person and get all his sensations. Tomorrow, there will be an unusual game in the city.
Hey YouTube, this is Uncle Momo's music reaction channel where I provide my views on talented artists from around the world, both established artists and non-established artists. And I promise you that you won't be disappointed whatsoever. So why don't you come and join me in discovering amazing talented artists and bringing it to the forefront of my channel for us to view. Now, my first reaction of today, we're going to go back a year, and it has been recommended over to me since I've done the latest YARMAK featuring Alyssa track, Wildfields. I've been asked to go back and check out YARMAK featuring Nicki. I have reacted to Nicki before. This particular collaboration is called Back to the Game. Now, I have looked on the auto translation, and I looked at about say, just to see if it works, because you know how YouTube translation is. It's absolutely poo. So I'm not really that confident with the translation. So I'm not going to put the subtitles on. But once I do find the right one, then I will put it on after. Does that make sense to yourself? Look, if you haven't done already, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification button to indicate to you when my next uploads will be. Now, just before I get onto that, I wanted to find out if there's anything in the description page, because you know me, I love to read things in the description page. And there's a number of links there. So I think it's the Instagram, the YouTube, SoundCloud, for both YARMAK and Nicki, so I'll put that on there as well. So everybody who don't actually know who YARMAK is or Nicki, if you find that you do indeed like what they're doing about, then you can follow them on Instagram like I have just done as well. So without further ado, you know what we're here for. Great vocabs and a damn good video audio music. Can you dig it? The nightlife.
A special class of people on the planet have a lot of money, and they're ready to spend it on the most insane emotions. Recently, a new technology has been developed, and it allows to control a living person and get all his sensations.
Okay.
Tomorrow, there will be an unusual game in the city. I would even say a war. This is why the most dangerous people have been gathered. The main prize is life and a very large sum.
They went deep into this music video, didn't they?
Now we back to the game.
You know Nicki don't muck about with his words.
Yeah, we
straight to the point.
We back to the game, yeah. And we gon' better never trade us. We like the animals, that's incredible. So what you trying to tell us? We've been in this game since the day one. That is, yeah, we back to the game, yeah. And we gon' better never trade us.
I'm
we
thinking
like the
now.
animals, that's incredible. So what you trying to tell us? We've been in this game since the day one. That is,
Okay, that's my question. Kept it real. I like that.
Я повышаю ставки, встав за майк. Мне судьба за годы задолжала, пришел долг взымать. Я андердог, кричу как андердог. Скоро забыла, як жопа тут не любит.
I'll put the subtitles on to find what the lyrical contexts are.
Это мой камбэк, мой альбом. Не пыль для бичей, это фаерпэк. Каждый трек топ, чекни нас в iTunes и Spotify. Тут YARMAK и трики, мы на пике, дикий хайп.
Yeah, we back to the game, yeah. And we gon' better
I never thought this. I would never thought of a collaboration between these two.
We've been in this game since the day one. That is, yeah, we back to the game, yeah. And we gon' better never trade us. We like the animals, that's incredible. So what you tryna tell us? We've been in this game since the day one. That is,
прошел тропы, хиты, Хэмилтон оставил за спиной зевак на изи. Попал в игре полтора на поле. Мой КПД решает твой
I need to know what he's saying.
пафос не боли. Я этим делом болен, доколе мой рэп валит в подполе. Суки балаболили, но я буду доволен, если мне небо позволит пройти дистанцию до финиша. Я в панцире, мне похуй, хейт каждую строчку выношу. Я стилем звука, силой хуков повышаю спрос. Я не Хьюго, но все суки знают, кто в городе босс.
Yeah, we back to the game, yeah, and we gon' better, never trade us. We let the enemy.
So Tricky Nicki's got the chorus, the hook. The YARMAK come with the flow, so
Like the enemy, the best incredible. So what you trying to tell us? We've been in this game since the day one that is.
one thing I have to say about Ukrainian music videos, there's always a massive, it's just more than a music video. It almost becomes like a story.
Always down for them G's, women, I'm the baddest. If you wanna smoke, call your peeps, ain't no matter. Take them all, you still never gon' get us, never gon' pass us. Hey, being so dead is wait up,
And there's always some kind of
really sad. Wait up, you know,
hidden message or a significant painting or drawing or item in the videos
wanna get it.
that I've noticed.
Wait up, we gon' show it, yeah, we back to the game, yeah, and we gon' better, never trade us. We let the enemy, that's incredible. So what you trying to tell
No
us?
way.
We've been in this game since the day one that is. Yeah, we back to the game, yeah, and we gon' better, never trade us. We let the enemy, that's incredible. So what you trying to tell us? We've been in this game since the day one that is.
So he won the money by coaches only and sending by bitcoins. Come on. So I'm talking about those messages. Brilliant. So that was YARMAK with Tricky Nicki. Like I said before, I have reacted to Tricky Nicki before and I know what he's about. He's a no-nonsense kind of person and straight to the point. I did not even think in my wildest dreams that YARMAK would do a collaboration with Tricky Nicki, not because of they can't do one. I just couldn't picture it because of the amazing track we've done with Elisa, with Wirefields. So it's given me a kind of perspective that his capabilities in the genre style of music is quite wide, and I will start investigating deeper into it. But at the moment, what it is that I'm getting an amazing amount of comments and recommendation of other artists, as well as the backlog of amazing Ukrainian artists as well, who have low subscribers and low views. And I want to promote those guys as well, because they are absolutely some fantastic gem of artists over in Ukraine, but unfortunately they've got low subscribers and low views, and I've seen them and I'm like, wow, I've got to help these guys out because they're absolutely amazing. So I'm going to be started doing that, and maybe I'm just getting that catalogue in order. And in between that, I will be still reacting to the likes of, the Tina Carroll, Alona Lona. Oh, by the way, thank you very much, Alona Lona, for your amazing message that you sent me yesterday. I've put that in my community page. The likes of Dorofa also sent me a message. The likes of Jerry Howe also sent me a message. There's so many amazing artists that have been supporting me. And Titilla sent me a message, I think, 3 weeks ago. I think that's the 6th message that he sent me on my YouTube alone, not even talking about, us, the conversations on Instagram. By the way, like I said, if you want to, there's a number of links that the likes of Alona Lona and Antitilla and Monotech's wife as well. Good morning, how you doing? And so many amazing artists that's leaving links of different things what you can do to help. So if you want to go onto my page and send me a message, you don't need to follow me. I'll be more than happy to send you over those links. There's some of those links are actually in my community page. So you have to go in there to watch that. With Tricky Nicki, his hooks, I'm going back into it now. With his hooks, yeah, brilliant. I loved it. But I feel that YARMAK had he was saying something and he had something to say. And his flows and melody was absolutely banking on. He showed me a different kind of perspective to him, a different kind of dimension to what he can actually do. That's why I said that his capabilities is far more wider than what I anticipated. So I'm intrigued to find out his different capabilities and how he's flowing with different kind of styles of music. But if you don't mind sending me the lyrical contents of that, I'll be more than grateful. It's just the fact that when I tried to do this for the YouTube, it was saying sometimes music and it just wasn't coming in. The only time when the subtitles coming in is when Nicki was speaking in English and it came up in English. So I thought, well, you know what, that's absolutely, that's piss poor, isn't it? So I am frustrated, but absolutely, it's left me intrigued to complete this, do you know? You've got the amazing beats, you've got the amazing scenery, you can see the storyline, you understand the storyline because it was introduced to you in the beginning, and it's fitted the whole program of what was going on, so that's lovely. But that missing link and that missing element is the most fundamental element, and that's what YARMAK was saying. So I want to put that into perspective. Once I get the lyrical contents, then go back into it again. And I'm going to go into this a number of times, like I always do with my reactions. It's like a book. You read it so many times, and every time when you read that particular book, you see certain things that you didn't necessarily see there in the first place. I don't know what your mind was up to. So I know the fourth or fifth time me going into this, there's going to be certain things that I've seen that I didn't really notice before. And by that time as well, I'll be catching some of these, the hooks and the sayings as well. So, but until then, I salute you. Boom!
Yeah, we back to the game, yeah, and we gon' battle, better never try us. We like the animals, that's incredible. So what you trying to tell us? We've been in this game since the day one that is. Yeah, we back to the game, yeah, and we gon' battle, better never try us. We like the animals,